You dropped this, King. You may have put it. You may have placed it on the floor, but it's on the floor now, King. Is this yours, Your Highness? Huge laughs. Huge
Yes.
laughs. We have to talk about Candyman at some point.
Yes, I know.
Brunch. Hit it, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Blackburn.
Hello.
Hey, Pete.
Hey.
We got Pete on the pod today.
That's right. I'm alive. I'm back. We're in person. Feels good.
He's back. You know what? I didn't even do that as like Pete doesn't have COVID anymore thing. That was
Well,
just like
I don't have COVID anymore. Well, I don't know how that works. I don't really understand science, but I'm not contagious anymore, which is nice.
friends were the COVID you had along the way.
That's right.
I tell you what I accidentally said to my friend when he had COVID.
Nope, but I'm excited to hear.
He was like, "Hey, I have COVID," and I was like, "Oh, damn, man. Well, the good news is you caught it." I mean, because that's what you always say. Unfortunately, when somebody gets any sort of bad health news, you say, "Well, it's good you caught it now," versus like in whatever. But
I don't think that works for the virus.
That does not apply with the virus. And telling it's especially a virus, which is literally something that you catch. So when you say you caught it, you mean detected it and you found that, all right, now you can work on eradicating it. But if you say to somebody who legitimately caught something,
like,
well, the good news is you caught it.
That is like exclusively the bad news.
Yes,
in that
right.
situation.
Yes, that is only the bad news.
The good news is that it was very minimal. I had like one or two bad nights, and somehow I did not transmit it to Ellen, who's lived in the house the entire time.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. She got a false positive, and that scared. Well, we were like, "Oh fuck, she's got it," and immediately had 2 negative tests.
Wow. I'm trying to think of like the. So maybe she's just like immune to anything bad that can come from you, right? Maybe,
Why? What else did she?
Like I'm just saying, I guess I'm like being self-deprecating for you. Like any shittiness that you might bring is Ellen's not picking that up.
That's true. Yeah. So it was the COVID experience was fine.
Yeah.
Didn't hit me too hard. Feeling good that I've maybe got some partial immunity going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So
can I workshop a tweet that you already sent?
yes.
So you did a what was your I'm gonna play video games thing?
Oh, it was like me clearing COVID protocol, knowing damn well that all I'm gonna do is stay inside and play video games all day, and it was the gif of John Wick being like, "I'm thinking I'm back."
All right, so I would have preferred me after or like out of COVID quarantine, baby, and then it's I'm thinking I'm gonna stay inside and play video games for the next 15 days or whatever.
The screenshot of the thing and then the altered text or whatever.
Love altered text memes, especially.
That probably would have been funnier.
We got really into. I think I don't know if we were the first, but we definitely like thought of this ourselves. The Jane Lynch, I'm going to, and then that's it.
Yeah, and then erasing like the entire
like the whole thing. Love doing that. Love just giving it a. Because people limit themselves in I'm going to create something so. And
I'm going to create an environment that is so blank.
Like one adjective.
Meanwhile,
you're just doing Mad Libs.
Ours are just I'm blank.
I'm the Joker, baby. We should make that. I'm the Joker.
Nothing like taking a meme format and just painting over it and making a blank canvas.
Yeah. You know what? The couple of weeks when Vineyard Nights memes were popping, I'm surprised nobody did like just wipe out the whole thing.
Last week, I think it was last week's episode, we did we came up with the a meme live during the episode.
We're at our best when we do that.
And it was a pretty successful meme for us.
Very good.
Yeah, it was like it was about HBO Max.
Best you can do is
43 minutes. Yeah, that's right. So now this week's meme will be Jane Lynch, and it'll just say I'm, and then it'll say afterwards the Joker, and maybe we'll put on some Joker face paint on Jane Lynch.
I do know how to do that because when I open Top Shot packs, on the side of them, they're these like cubes. They look like a Minos kind of escape room type of invitation, but on the side of them they'll have like the team and everything, and it's all this grand thing. And me and my friends Photoshop ourselves as clowns onto the side of them because we only get terrible moments that are worth like 50 cents because we're just the worst at that. But I like the idea of we shouldn't put ourselves on like a schedule or anything, but if
just
we
doing
could
like a
bang out,
weekly,
like a meme an episode,
hell yeah,
that would be. And if we want, we can like take meme breaks during it, and
I'm
like,
definitely down with that.
We thought of this meme. We're going to get it down on paper real quick or on the computer and bang it out. So this week's meme will be Jane Lynch.
I'm the Joker.
I'm the Joker. And so it will just keep the word I'm.
Yep.
The Joker, baby. Fantastic. Okay, that's this week in memes. This is going to be a sneaky music episode because there's a lot of goings on. I want to just kind of get to the big one.
Okay.
Which is Today in Music Marketing. If you listen to the podcast over the years, you know that Pete and I care about the marketing campaign for John Mayer's 2021 album, Sob
I
Rock.
love that that was prefaced by if you listen to over the years.
Then you know this thing we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Devotees of the podcast.
Day one listeners.
Day one listeners will know that we fancy John Mayer's July 2021 album Sob Rock, which targeted ads and everything. Stop sending me on Twitter. Do you keep getting I think it's the New York Times, the New York Daily News's review of Sob Rock put on your Twitter timeline?
No.
I get it all the time. And
Really?
It's like, it seems like John Mayer had grand ideas of doing an 80s rollout, but never really considered making an 80s album. So the first time I saw it, I quote tweeted it and was like, exactly, love it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Who cares?
That
Who
seems right.
care about the music? Loser. But now I get that all the time.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm like, yo, you're being negative about what we landed on, and we're like, that's really cool. He absolutely didn't care about the music on this. He did by the way, he did like an AMA type of thing on Instagram the other day.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Did you see what his answer was to his favorite song on Sob
Yes,
Rock?
is Why You No Love Me, or he called it redacted song.
Yeah, like the one we can't talk about.
Yeah.
And then he said
That's gotta be tough. That
track
like
4.
when your favorite song off an album is one that like is unanimously panned.
Yeah, I mean, you know, am I a defender of Why You Know Love Me? It could die.
You're an
tomorrow
apologist.
and yeah. I'm like, I like it more than most. I think it's one of the top songs on the album. But
You're willing to address its redeeming qualities, whereas
Exactly.
I am not.
I'd like to have a conversation.
I don't.
I'd like to
I don't want to.
Let's have the Why You Know Love
I would
Me
like to pretend that it
conversation.
doesn't exist.
Yes.
Did you get the Sob Rock zine in the mail?
Mm-mm.
So I
I didn't order any merch, although
Oh, okay.
I've come close a couple of times.
I've
because
ordered
he's
3
really-
pieces of merch.
Dude,
3 pieces of merch before the show, which is bad news for my wallet. I got a t-shirt. I got 2 t-shirts. I just recently bought he came out with a Wild Blue specific
Yes.
shirt, and it rocks. So I got that one. I got another t-shirt, like the graphic 80s style one.
yeah.
And then I got the big Music Note one. I thought you got the Music Note sweatshirt.
I think I was considering that. I like the. Oh my god, I like a lot of these. There is a. I've been really into muscle tees this summer, which
I can tell.
famously, me, muscles. Day one listeners of the pod. No, I have always had muscles.
Huge
and
muscle
currently
guy.
have muscles. This Sob Rock Universe muscle tee is very nice, but the black one that says Rock Out in pink, I'm very surprised I haven't bought that yet.
I've been a big fan. So like if you order merch, he sends you like a Sob Rock zine.
Okay.
which is basically just more marketing and like cool pictures from the thing.
Interesting.
It is just complete. It comes with a handwritten note from John Mayer, which is kind of nice. It is just very like another excuse to do the 80s marketing stuff.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to I think that if you just give me a second here, I'm in the process of checking
Buy
out.
merch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get I really do like the muscle tee, but how much longer can we do muscle tees this year? Right?
Yeah, because I mean, all your muscles will go away, and then you can't wear the muscle tees anymore.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
That's what the problem is. Okay, I have now purchased some Sob Rock merchandise. I'm ready to continue with the conversation. I am seeing John Mayer tomorrow.
Oh, for Dead and Company.
Dead and Company. Yeah.
That is I'm excited to hear how that goes for you because we've talked about this before. I can't believe that you're gonna go see Dead and Co. before I am.
Yes, but also no. I mean, I like Grateful Dead.
I
You
can't
like
believe,
John Mayer.
Yeah, but I can't believe that I haven't seen Dead and Co. yet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it gave me another page that I didn't think I had to do. Like, how many times I got to complete this order? What do you Ticketmaster this morning?
He's using the 80s internet.
Ah, that is it. I'm already mad that I didn't get the muscle tee. Maybe they'll have separate John Mayer.
Which
merch.
one did you get?
I got the black shirt that says Rock Out in pink.
Okay.
I hope though that when we wear this merch, people will be like, "Oh, John Mayer, big fan." I'd be like, "Yeah, I guess I'm like generally a big
he's
fan
okay.
of his." This is for an album called Sob Rock that came out. If you listen to my podcast over the years, you know this came out in July of 2021. It's not a particularly good album. It's a good album, but it's not. I said it right. It's not a particularly good album. It's a marketing campaign though, otherworldly.
That would be a very funny response. Like we should do that when we go to the Mayer show.
Yeah.
We should be like, I'm more of a fan of his marketing.
Yes.
I'm not a big music guy.
Like how Domino's is a tech company.
Yeah, that's right.
I am a fan of John
Their
Mayer.
pizza, could take it or leave it, but their tech advancements, unbelievable.
How have we not made, as I just spent $1 bajillion on a T-shirt that I'm going to wear once and forget about it, how have we not made Sob Rock marketing campaign merchandise?
We did. We should do it like for the one-off shirt that we did for St. Patrick's Day, where like I'd rather be listening to "Smooth" by Rob Thomas.
I'd rather be listening to DJ Bean and Pete Blackburn discuss the marketing campaign.
Yes. Just in that font style
like
for like
podcast episodes about Sob Rock apostrophes marketing campaign.
Hell yes.
So
if we didn't already have a meme for this week, that could be the meme for this week.
Right. So we'll be seeing the Mayman tomorrow. He wears headphones on stage for some reason when he plays with Grateful Dead. Why did he do that?
He said it in the AMA. You didn't particularly pay close attention, huh?
So again, I like Grateful Dead. I like John Mayer's marketing. I was only interested in that AMA for Sob Rock marketing stuff. He said he can still hear the crowd though, right?
Yes. Yeah. He said that he can hear it like clearer. He can hear like the band and the crowd, and he feels like he's listening to the live recording as it's happening, and it kind of like helps feed his energy.
Okay, but he doesn't do that when he's singing, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, if he doesn't do the classic headphones one on, one off thing when he's singing, what's he doing? But
maybe he has like a custom feed where it like mutes something.
You know what would be cool? We should make these. We should make bootleg ones of these. Headphones that look like headphones. They, on the left ear, is a mono mix. So you're getting everything in the left ear. And the right ear is a hologram. It's nothing. It looks like you're wearing headphones, but you're really doing the one on, one off thing. It would be
so it's just a half-working headphones.
Half-working headphones, but you're getting the full mix in the left ear. That way, for people who are recording vocals or anything and want to be able to hear the room a little bit or be able to hear themselves, everybody wins. This would be a very expensive undertaking for one specific thing, but I think that John Mayer might purchase some.
The full headphone experience with half the functionality.
Yes. Okay, so it is our longtime segment, This Week in Music Marketing, or Today in Music Marketing. We're still working on the name. Got to talk about Kacey Musgraves and the rollout for her album Star-Crossed, I believe. Really, really, really leaning into the Father John Misty aesthetic and experience, and legitimately just taking Feidelberg's term with the sad girl season.
Yeah.
So I mean,
to be fair
Feidelberg
though, like
stuff aside, like that's just really funny.
I feel like that existed though, like when Feidelberg started like Sad Boy season.
Really?
Like I feel like that was just like a.
So this is like
like an internet collective.
This is like a Peterman tour, a real Peterman tour type situation.
Yeah, like I think that it's like obviously John has like spearheaded that movement and like done merch and all that and sort of like made it a brand.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it existed, whereas like the Saturdays Are for the Boys thing was just like nobody ever said that.
That was not a sentence.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So that was completely crafted out of thin air. But this one, I feel like it's more of like a general movement that Feidelberg has like captained the ship.
Okay. I mean, he would never, if you know anything about Feidelberg, he's not gonna sue anybody over, hey, like
I love the response. Him just like making Kacey Musgraves merch.
Yeah,
very funny.
He, I believe made a shirt that said "I am Kacey Musgraves," and it was a bunch of like copyrighted Kacey.
It's like 14 images.
Yeah. Anyway, that stuff aside, the whole again like the doing the Father John Misty aesthetic and the hey, being sad is cool now thing just seems a little, and I know she got divorced, so, and she's a human being, so she probably is sad, because aren't we all? But something about sadness being
like packaged.
Yes, exactly. And we've discussed this with
Phoebe
Bridgers, but even that was like Phoebe Bridgers was like, hey, I'm a sad person, and grinded at being sad for like she has put in the work to be sad.
And she was like she was sad before it was cool.
Exactly right. She gets grandfathered in.
Yes. Never really changed the path.
No, she's gotten a little meaner.
Definitely, but I think that comes with like the power.
Right. Yes, exactly. So she gets grandfathered, and like.
And
Josh
that's
Tillman
not to say that like Kacey Musgraves wasn't sad, but she like had some like, hey, I'm sad, but we're finding positivity from
Happy and sad at the same time.
Right.
Great song. Rainbow is like the ultimate, hey, you're sad, but this is okay, and you have to know that you're okay. Literally the last lyrics on the song and I believe album are, it'll all be all right. So you take the contrast of 2-3 years ago when Golden Hour came out, presenting sadness in that way, and in the 2-3 years since, sadness has become so, I'm going to borrow your phrasing, like Walmartified, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Where now it's just such a clean packaged, like, ooh, sad, cool.
Store brand sadness.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to put the sad patch on my jacket. All right. That it's gone from, with one artist, hey, you're sad, but it's going to be okay, and I'm going to get through to you here because you're going to be all right, and it's all going to be all right, to 2-3 years later, it's so in and it's so cool, and it's like, ZOMG, look how sad. And I'm like, man, like that's...
And it's tough. It's like a weird spot because, like, obviously a lot has happened in the past 2 to 3
and
years,
people are
and
allowed
like,
to change.
yeah, right. And people are allowed to get sad when they weren't fully sad before, and like, especially in the past 2 to 3 years, because so much shit has happened. And like, if anybody is saying like, hey, like my mental health has is deteriorated.
I mean,
over
if
the
you're
past
not
couple of
surface
years.
level sad, then
right.
Uh-oh.
Like that's a red flag.
Over like the last year where like you haven't seemed sad, and I've like considered an intervention for you. Like
But
you're
my
like having
life
a good day or something.
My
and
life
I'm
has
like,
changed less than anybody's in the entire world over the past
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. So, yeah, like so it's a weird spot because I do feel like she is very much, and I feel like a lot of artists are like steering into like, ooh, I'm gonna be sad because it's cool and I can sell sadness.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can look at different themes and campaigns that have been huge. Like honestly, like leading up to.
I mean, Sobrock is called Sobrock. Like
Yeah.
it's selling sadness.
Yeah, but before the pandemic, the big thing was like girl power really kind of reached its apex, and there were like that was a theme that was obviously has always existed in music or for a long time did, but like it became a kind of central thing on so many songs, so many albums, so many marketing campaigns, and now probably post-pandemic, but I think even leading into the pandemic, sadness is very much the like, hey, if you were to guess what's going to be the big thing that this artist is going to kind of use to apply to their brand, it's sadness, and it just kind of seems a little corporate, you know? It just
I agree.
seems kind of manufactured, and I say this as somebody who had a meltdown quietly to you and publicly for anybody who would listen as I was trying to get Kacey Musgraves tickets this morning.
Yep.
I love Kacey Musgraves. And I think the golden hour, man, you should have seen me unfollowing people
Yeah,
when they complained that
I was
Kacey
on the
Musgraves
podcast.
won
I was
Album
on the
of Year.
podcast.
Oh my God. That was such an easy, like, you're a hater. Bye-bye. So I am not hating on Kacey Musgraves at all, but this does seem like maybe one or two too many
It doesn't
publicists.
feel necessary for Kacey Musgraves because it's like I get that you're sad. Like you've been sad.
Yeah.
Like anybody who's followed Kacey Musgraves is sort of like that's part of the package.
Yeah.
And it just feels like it's kind of following the path that other people have made cool.
Yeah, like I don't need all the images I see, all the like the promo things. It's all the God's Favorite Customer album cover, which even
And like we love God's Favorite
Yeah.
Customer, but like we like it because Father John Misty did it.
Yes. I mean, even when that came out, like that was excessive. The like album cover of just like a man sitting there holding his face is like, dude, we know, we've been listening. You're definitely sad. But that wasn't his divorce album because he didn't get divorced, but that was his separated
Split, yeah.
album. So
this is her split album, isn't it?
yeah, it
So-
kind of, I don't know. I hope that it's going to be a great album because it's Kacey Musgraves, and I love Kacey Musgraves. But this just seemed like the kind of 31st one of these that has happened where like sadness is the move and sadness is having a moment. And as somebody who
I will say though, like as it's the most dickhead thing to say, but like when Kacey Musgraves split with her husband, I was like, ooh, can't wait for the album.
material.
Yeah, right. I was like, oh, hell yes.
I mean,
Like, I want you to be happy, but I am very excited for this breakup album.
let's follow the Father John Misty thing. Him meeting Emma yielded I Love You Honey Bear, which is a classic album. Him splitting or being separated from Emma yielded God's Favorite Customer, which the more and more I go back and listen to that album a lot because I was talking to someone about I realized someone I was talking to was a Father John Misty fan, and we were talking about our favorite albums, and he was like, oh, dude, you're going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but my favorite Father John Misty album, hands down, and that's usually how us pure comedy folks say
Yeah.
pure comedy is our
Preface, yeah.
favorite album.
Yeah.
Being like, look, I know it's probably insufferable and a little excessive, but it's pure comedy. He was like, I don't care what anybody says. You might think I'm dumb. Favorite album, God's Favorite Customer. And I was like, ooh, wow, okay, interesting. And the more I go back and listen to that, I'm like, I won't besmirch a person who says that that's their favorite.
I love pure comedy.
Yeah, I'll still do pure comedy. Like somewhere quiet. Like it seems like every summer at some point I'll be outside in Maine somewhere or whatever and just like listen to it in its entirety and
Hell yeah.
think about just a million
The
things.
world.
Dude, honestly, it's so great. And then the way that album ends, where he's just ripped humanity a new one the whole time, and then it ends with him being like, but we're grabbing drinks, and I like sitting here with you. I'm so lucky. Is very, very human. So anyway, her meeting her husband yielded Golden Hour, which great album.
Of course.
Was willing to unfollow many people on Twitter over it.
One album of the year.
Yes, rightfully so. Now, this split maybe is going to yield great music, but
There's some irony and humor in like winning album of the year, and then your next album is just selling depression.
yeah, hell yeah. Very into that. Very, very into that. Houndmouth also has a new song out, and I'm so excited about this song because I got to hear it at some point a while back, and I don't know how people are going to receive this song. I'm assuming they're going to like it because everybody likes Houndmouth stuff. This is one of my favorite songs of the last however many years. It's called Mackenzie. I have been freaking obsessed with it and haven't been able to talk to I could talk to like you about it. I could listen to it on my phone on headphones in silence, but now it's out in the world and it's one of my favorite Houndmouth songs. It's like Rushmore Houndmouth for me. We talked about like it's great when you can't put into words why you love something so much. I could explain like, oh, this section's really cool. Like I think that like Shane's background vocals are amazing, but this is truly one of those like I can't tell you why. I think this is the best fucking songs.
It's a really awesome song, and I did not listen to it until it came out. I'm not like there are certain times where I'll listen to like a quote unquote leak or something that's been like given to us.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, I think over the past couple of years, I've realized that I don't like doing that because you can't talk with anybody about it. So like it is devastating if you like something. You want to like spread it around. You want to talk about it. So I did not listen to it until today. And I mean, I've listened to it once and it sounds awesome.
Okay, so you say that. I realized as you were saying that, I have been able to talk about it with one person
who's in the band. And if I were to go through my texts with that person, they probably want to kill me. Yeah,
like
I would assume so.
Every 5 days being like, dude, Mackenzie still fucking rips. Still goes. Can't wait till you put it out. Haha, thanks, buddy. 3 days later.
This song
when
is
you guys
so good.
play Mackenzie live, I'm going to smash beers in my face. I've said that to him 100 times. I've said I'm going to smash beers in my face. For whatever reason, that's just like the image that is conjured up from this song. Just like jumping up and down with your friends, smashing beers in each other's faces. I love this fucking song so much. So that's my endorsement of it. I'll also endorse Vineyard Nights Candles if you haven't got them yet. Thanks, everybody who came by the stream. Thanks to Pete for raiding with a few people.
That's right.
I've theorized that you probably did that on purpose because you're a good guy. Appreciate you bringing a few people over to the stream. It was my friend Brad that we played with didn't know anything about streaming, although he should get into streaming because I think that if he just did that stream,
Brad was a star
without me by himself,
yeah.
like he would do very well. But the thing I told him was that the numbers are lower than on any other social media. So your idea of what's good should really be adjusted.
Yes.
Because when I saw at some point there was like 80 people and I was like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
We are breaking world records right now.
It is very funny
how 100 something. So
yeah, it was a smash success. People loved it.
Awesome.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. Twitch is like you really have to adjust your expectations and like what you think is good.
Yeah.
Like you get like 80 likes on Instagram and you're like, fuck, should I take down this picture? You get 80 people on Twitch and you're like, God damn, I'm going to quit my job and become a full-time streamer.
Well, the thing about it, it's as close to getting someone's undivided attention as you can come.
Yeah.
So like if I don't know, 400 people like something I post on Instagram, that was less than a second of their day.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything.
And they didn't necessarily have to interact. They just liked it.
No.
A lot of people that like are on Twitch are interactive. Like they're in the chat.
They're watching you. They're listening to what you're saying.
You are what they're doing in that moment.
Maybe that's why I don't want hate's a strong word. Maybe that's why I haven't been in love with Twitch yet.
Because like
just like
the pressure.
Not pressure. Something has always made me feel weird about just like sitting right, like the camera is on my computer. I'm looking back and like where I guess I'm just like describing the internet, but it weirds me out a little bit. But if I ever get over it, we can all have some fun.
Let me ask you a question.
Twitch. Yeah.
When was the last time that you got rewarded for something? Like a gift or a reward? And what'd you have to do to get it?
Last time I got rewarded for something was in the NFT space. I got rewarded for owning certain Kevin Durant moments. I was rewarded a Jason Tatum playoff moment.
Ooh.
That currently, that is currently worth, oh, holy smokes, more than I thought. It's currently worth $114. It's a nice little reward.
Look at that.
It's a nice
for
little
free.
reward.
That is a good reward.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever been rewarded for just brushing your teeth?
No, I haven't brushed my teeth.
Well, you
Gross,
should
I'm
change
kidding.
that.
No,
Ew.
Come on. Oh
Ew.
My God.
You should start brushing your teeth, and you should start using Quip toothbrushes to do so because you can get rewarded for brushing your teeth.
So start brushing your teeth.
That's right. We're always looking for incentives for like the Patreon and things like that. Quip is giving you incentives to brush your teeth, which you shouldn't need.
We didn't brush our. We've been waiting a long time for someone.
We've been holding out for years.
We've wanted a good deal on brushing our teeth for years. Long-time listeners of the podcast know we've never talked about brushing our teeth.
Reward me or no deal. No brushing.
And that's where these friends come in.
That's where Quip comes in because they are here to reward you for brushing your teeth. Quip not only has fantastic technology in their toothbrushes. You want some of the deets there? They've got sensitive sonic vibrations, a 2-minute timer with 30-second pulses for guiding your cleaning sessions.
Love that.
Slim, lightweight, and sleek design. No wires, no bulky chargers to weigh you down. They even come with a multi-use travel cover that doubles as a mirror mount. But on top of that great tech that they boast, they're going to reward you with gift cards and discounts and free products just for brushing your teeth, just for doing something that you should be doing every single day. So you can start doing that. Join the Quip team by going to quip.com/brunch. That'll save you $10 on a Quip Smart Electric Toothbrush. That's $10 off your Smart Electric Toothbrush at getquip.com/brunch. That's getquip, QUIP.com/brunch, GETQUIP.com/brunch. Quip, the good habits company that will reward you for doing your good habits that you should be doing anyway.
Incredible. You suggested this. Somebody has now suggested it on Twitter as I'm checking for the where is the episode tweets. Somebody pointed out that Dane Cook is going to be in Boston in 2 months. Is there
1
any
month?
way in
It's September now, Deej.
they moved it?
I thought it was. I thought he's in October.
October 29th.
That's still October.
That's true. So in 1 month.
1 month.
In
30 days.
We are 30 days. The countdown is on. You're right. Look, I was.
Listen, when you're wrong, you're
Yeah.
wrong.
It's on me. We'll edit it out. It's fine. We'll make a meme of it. A live What's Cooking would be incredible.
Like live in what way? I this was not proposed by me, but now I'm thinking about it.
Him sitting with us as we listen to one of his albums.
Okay, that's a different idea than what I had in mind.
You're saying
just go to a Dane Cook comedy show and review it live as it's going on.
Oh, love that.
We podcast in the crowd during a Dane Cook show
with Sopranos exclamations. So,
Oh!
so like if he says anything like loudly, oh!
No, I do agree. A live What's Cooking would be very weird and possibly awkward,
Yeah.
but I would be so down for it.
I don't think that I would do that to somebody.
That seems like sort of.
It's like gotcha.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't like. I don't want to like.
I mean, I would for sure want to address.
Matt Damon would do that. Matt Damon would be like, oh,
he
yeah.
loves talking about old stuff that he said that has not aged well.
Yes, yeah. He's like, oh, of course, yeah. Well, why not?
I've been waiting to talk about this forever.
He's like, hear that one? Stopped saying that 3 days ago. That one's still kind of fresh.
Please clap.
Yeah. Something with Dane Cook would be cool.
Yes.
Also, I realized, I think about Dane Cook a lot. He's like a punching bag for a lot of people. A lot of types of humor wouldn't exist without Dane Cook. I want to say specifically, I don't know why I was thinking this the other day, Ron Burgundy yelling, I'm in a glass cage of emotion. Case of emotion. That line in that scene would not exist without Dane Cook.
It's very Dane Cook.
That is Dane Cook humor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the phone. I don't know what's going on. I'm on the phone. I'm in a case of emotion. Like, that is so Dane Cook.
It is.
So,
you're right.
Will Ferrell,
pay
him.
Pay the man.
Give money to Dane. #pay.
I am very, very in on talking to Dane Cook. Whether it's about What's Cooking, whether it's about literally anything.
What if we had an entirely not funny conversation with Dane Cook? And it doesn't have to be like super serious, but just like, let's just talk.
Just have a conversation.
We're doing no laughs.
30 minutes with Dane Cook.
We're doing no laughs.
Well, I mean, What's Cooking was essentially no laughs.
Yeah. There was that early 2000s.
That's not true. The first one
media
the first one that we listened to, the first What's Cooking, I forget. We did what was it called?
Harmful if Swallowed?
Yeah,
Probably?
right? Yeah, that one was pretty funny. There was some moments that got laughs.
And was the Vicious Circle wasn't the next one, was it?
I don't know. What was the one with the sword? Sword
Right.
microphone.
Let's see. Retaliation?
Retaliation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Was that
one,
the rough one, or was Harmful if Swallowed the?
It couldn't have been Harmful if Swallowed. Harmful if Swallowed was not necessarily a classic, but that was
It slapped.
like, even if you think it's really stupid now, be like,
How many did we do? 2?
we did 2.
Okay,
and
so then the Retaliation was the second one. That one was
Retaliation was
tough.
appallingly bad.
Yeah, and that one was like what got me into Dane Cook, which is crazy.
Nuts. But it makes sense.
That was the first comedy
where-
CD that I owned.
Wow. You own so many comedy CDs now.
That's true.
It's crazy to
It
think
started
that
off the
started
collection.
with Dane Cook. I have so many comedy CDs. So maybe we'll do something with Dane Cook. It would be a lot of fun. We'll do something with one of the guys from Houndmouth.
We may have to launch like a light harassment campaign from listeners to just like tweet at Dane Cook and tell him to come on the pod.
I mean, he's been harassed probably by so many people so many different times. Remember he got all that shit when he asked that they not air his material, his set from he was doing a benefit. It may have been post Boston Marathon. He was doing a benefit show and they were like, okay, we're going to stream it. And he was like, oh, this is actually the material from this is from my upcoming special. And I can't put that out until
The special's
out.
Yeah,
And that to me
that seems
sounds
fair.
like
It's like business
like
fair.
a lot of business, right?
Yeah.
Like probably out of his hands. And if he wanted to, I mean, obviously, the benefit means a lot to him, or it should. But
He's doing
it totally
the benefit.
makes sense that like whoever is selling this special or is airing this special is like has a lot of money on the line. Is like
Right.
we bought this so for people to
So
see
like
it,
we
for the
own it
first time,
basically. Yeah.
they see it from us. Like that's just kind of business 101. But you understand why people were upset. But people were crushing him for that.
Yeah, I mean, like I understand both sides there for sure.
Yes.
But and when I say light harassment campaign, I just literally mean, hey, if we could get like some some traction and get in
Your
on
Carly
his
Rae
radar.
Jepsen tweets thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
That kind of
Just
thing.
want to put us on his radar.
I bet that we could get on his radar. I'd love to know. Is he a nice guy?
I feel like he probably is.
I think he's kind of seen it all.
Yes. He is he's weathered.
Right? I mean, he was the weird up-and-coming comic that people probably thought he was annoying when he was, like, early in the game. Like, the other comics were probably like, yeah, I could fucking pour water on myself, too. Like, dude, tell a joke, you fucking idiot. And whereas, like, I saw that, and a lot of people saw that, and they were like,
Funniest thing I've ever seen.
this guy's so different.
This guy does robot voices and pours water on his head.
No one's
peak of comedy.
No one's doing that these
Right.
days. I'm like running home from like my friend's house where we listen to the Dane Cook CD, like breathlessly telling my parents, like, no one's doing this stuff these days. You guys gotta see Dane Cook. Nobody. He's doing this thing. He was talking about. He didn't say douchebag. He says bag of douche. Nobody is changing up the phrasing the way this guy does. Also, that's a Dane Cook thing where people would just change up the phrasing a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to vary it. That was Dane Cook.
This guy, he's a fucker of moms. He fucks moms.
Stuff like that.
Yes.
Is that an actual Dane Cook thing?
No.
But that's how we would say it.
Instead of motherfuckers.
Yeah, you'd be like, don't you say that to me, you motherfucker. Don't you say that to me, you fucker of moms.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
That is like
He never says it the same way twice.
that is just like the peak Dane Cook like style.
I was in school. They called me a goofball. They said, you're a little ball of goof. We need you to stop doing that. And everyone...
Same.
A ball of goof.
So yeah, Dane Cook, come on the podcast.
Come on the podcast, King.
Come on the cast of pods.
You dropped this, King. You may have put it. You may have placed it on the floor, but it's on the floor now, King. Is this yours, Your Highness? Huge laughs. Huge
Hell yes.
laughs. We have to talk about Candyman at some point.
Yes, I know. We're so deep in this episode.
We saw 1.5 Candymans. We saw the second Candyman, and then this morning, while we were not doing the podcast, I watched a little bit of the
Oh, did you?
1992 Candyman.
Well,
I had seen the end of that before.
You did that. I read the Wikipedia for the original Candyman.
Nice. Did it make any of it make more sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely did. Did it for you?
I ended up seeing who's the Lila something? Who's the let me get on your level.
It was like Karen Lyle or something.
Okay.
Something like that.
Let's see. Helen Lyle.
Helen Lyle.
Apologies to Helen. Pete just stereotyped you because you are a white woman
Karen Lyle.
and called you rough stuff out of Mr. Blackburn today. Just really got his fangs out. But we watched the second one first. We
Yes.
watched that. That seemed like the correct move.
"Quote unquote" spiritual sequel. I've seen it called.
Yes, I've seen a lot of spiritual. That is big Santa Claus as
Which-
Kendrick is Detective Crashmore energy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a cosmic gumbo.
It's literally just a sequel.
It's a spiritual sequel. We were joking on set about how it was like a spiritual sequel.
You're right. Yeah. There's no need to throw spiritual in there. It is literally a sequel.
I like this being the spiritual sequel to last week's episode.
Hell yes.
Longtime listeners will know this is a spiritual sequel. In this spiritual sequel, there is... You guys should know Candyman. You say his name 5 times in the mirror, bang, there he is. Again, I'd seen the end. I'd seen maybe the last half hour years ago of the original. All I knew about it was Tony Todd was in it. He was the Candyman. There were bees for some reason. I didn't know why then when I saw it. I didn't know why there were bees in it. Now that I've seen the spiritual sequel and a good amount of the original, I do not know why there are bees in it.
You don't?
I don't know what is with the bees.
Because they covered the guy that the origin story for the Joker story.
Gritty or yes.
Yes, the Candy Joker.
Yes.
Oh no, fuck, we already used that. That's a Willy Wonka origin story.
Shoot, yes.
Damn
we
it.
have What would be
Hook?
Hook Joker?
Yeah, Hook Joker.
But then that could just be some like Peter Pan thing.
Yeah, but
oh
no-
my God, they should do a Captain Hook origin story.
They should.
Yo, I'm about to.
Hook Joker though is like could work.
I'm gonna tweet Captain Hook
Cabrini Green Joker.
origin story when.
Cabrini Green Joker maybe.
Yes.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
Cabrini Green is also like if my last name were Green, I'd name my kid Cabrini. Cabrini Green is a great name. That sounds like it should be somebody famous.
Very cool. Yeah. So like in the origin story for the Candyman, he is like they beat the shit out of him. Like the guy who paints the portraits for rich white people and then gets one of the daughters impregnated. They beat the shit out of him. They like take his hand off. They put a hook on it. They also cover him in honeycomb, and he gets stung to death by bees.
That's right. So lots of bees.
Yes, the bees finally kill him.
There are way more bees in the original one than there are.
Yeah, because he's like covered in bees. It takes a while for the bees to really come in droves.
Yes, droves.
In the spiritual sequel.
Now, Virginia Madsen, who played Helen, Don't Call Me Karen Lyle, was
okay.
So she's in this, I think, for a second.
Really?
Apparently, they were like everybody reprised their roles.
Yeah, I knew that.
I was mainly looking. I was like, yo, where's Tony Todd?
Tony Todd's in it. So is the mother.
Yes.
Of Anthony, who plays the main character in the spiritual sequel,
Vanessa Williams.
So I did not realize that that Anthony, the main character in the spiritual sequel, was the baby in the original Candyman.
Oh yes.
I didn't realize that until reading the plot of the first one afterwards.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you saw the second one and didn't know that he was the baby?
Well, I did once the reveal was.
Okay, I was gonna say, you missed part
of
the movie, bud.
They explain. They basically explain the entire first movie in the second movie. But like you don't know that until you go and read the plot or watch the movie of the first one.
Did you read the wiki page for the 1992 one, the spiritual original? Did you read the Wikipedia page for that before or after you saw it?
After.
Okay. That sounds like a fun order to do it in.
Yes.
I also didn't read it at all. So Virginia Madsen is in the original. She plays Helen Lyle. And there's a big scene where they are just covered in bees.
Okay.
I found this. Madsen had to get up close and personal with those bees, a fact that almost forced her to pass on the role. Quote, when Bernie was first asking me to do the role, I said, well, I can't. I'm allergic to bees. He said, no, you're not allergic to bees. You're just afraid.
That seems very problematic.
The early 90s, folks.
Yeah, right.
When people ask, like, what's mansplaining? Like... No, or what's gaslighting, I should say. No, you don't have an allergy.
Yeah.
You're being difficult, and we're just going to do it my way, and it's going to be okay. Scaredy cat. He said, no, you're not allergic to bees, you're just afraid. So I had to go to UCLA and get tested because he didn't believe me. I was tested for every kind of venom. I was far more allergic to wasps. So he said, we'll just have paramedics there. It will be fine.
This guy.
You know actors, we'll do anything for a paycheck, so fine, I'll be covered with bees. So we had a bee wrangler, and he pretty much told us, you can't freak out around the bees or be nervous or swat at them. It would just aggravate them. I feel like that would also, being covered in bees would aggravate a human.
Yes.
They used baby bees on me. They can still sting you, but are less likely. When they put the bees on me, it was crazy because they have fur. They felt like little Q-tips roaming around on me.
No, thank you.
Then you have pheromones on you, so they're all in love with you and think you're a giant queen. That I don't hate.
Yeah.
I don't hate being covered in a bunch of stuff that are like, we stand.
Yeah.
We have no choice.
Is that where, like, hive comes from?
Whoa, I think so.
Damn.
That totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Damn. Look at that. Look at us.
I understood like the Bayhive, like that makes sense because it like sounds like beehive.
Yeah.
But totally, that's where it comes from.
Okay.
Great job. I would have never found that without this conversation. They have pheromones on you, so they're all in love with you and think you're a giant queen. I really just had to go into this zen sort of place, and the takes were very short. What took the longest was getting the bees off of us. They had this tiny bee vacuum which wouldn't harm the bees. After the scene where the bees were all over my face and head, it took Tony and I 45 minutes to get the bees off. That's when it became difficult to sit still. It was cool, though. I felt like a total badass doing it.
Sounds horrible.
That, I mean...
Except the queen part.
I do like bunch of little stands. Just...
DJ about to go shop for pheromones.
Yeah, well,
online.
So right after I said I don't like the idea of Twitch where it's just like you're sitting there and people are like...
like loving you?
Love you.
You're right.
But then when you give me the... that physical representation somehow seems a little cooler. So, what's
also,
Lil Nicky, by the way? Lil Nicky?
What?
Have you seen Lil Nicky?
Yes.
He says, ladies and gentlemen, Henry Winkler. And it's Henry Winkler, and he's like covered in bees, and there's a bunch of bees all over him.
I was just about to make a My Girl joke.
Oh.
Is the little kid from My Girl, the original Candyman?
Yeah?
He dies from bees.
Really?
Yeah, sorry to spoil My Girl. It's very devastating. I feel like I've spoiled My Girl on the podcast in the past.
What is My Girl?
My Girl is Macaulay Culkin and who's the what's her name from Veep? She is
Anna Klumsky?
Yes, Anna Klumsky and Macaulay Culkin. They're both very small. They kind of like fall in love with each other. They become best friends, and then Macaulay Culkin dies at the end because he's stung by bees.
Wow. What a cast.
Yeah.
Aykroyd.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd.
Curtis.
Yeah. It is My Girl is a fantastic movie.
I did know that Klumsky was a child actor who did kind of the Natalie Portman thing, but I think a little more earnestly. Where like Natalie Portman went to Harvard, and like every 5 minutes it was like, Natalie Portman goes to Harvard, everybody, and it's like, we get it. Natalie Portman goes to Harvard. Klumsky, I think, was like, I'd like to have like a young adult part of my life. And
You know who else did that?
Who did that?
Emma Watson.
Really?
Yeah, she finished Harry Potter, and then she went to Brown.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
Let's see. 1995 through 2005, hiatus from acting. This is Anna Klumsky, and this remains the Candyman conversation. Klumsky attended the University of Chicago, graduating in 2002 with a BA in International Studies. After graduation, she worked as a fact checker, and an editorial assistant for HarperCollins. She found this work unsatisfying. And after a chance meeting with Roberta Flack, as well as other things she considered signs, decided to return to acting. Do you know who Roberta Flack is?
No.
Roberta Flack is a great singer. She did a lot of collaborations with Donny Hathaway, who's like my favorite singer. But she did Killing Me Softly with his song.
Oh, okay.
Is her big tune. She's alive, 84 years old. Wow, Roberta Flack, truly a legend.
I was going to say Anna Klumsky. Older than I expected.
She looks great.
Still alive, everybody.
She was playing, what's her name in Veep?
Nope, that's her real name.
Anna Klumsky, I want to say.
I forget her name in Veep.
Anna Klumsky, Veep character. Amy Brookheimer.
Okay.
Yeah, she was playing Brookheimer at a Swift 76.
I didn't realize that you're wearing a Houndmouth shirt right now.
I'm wearing a Houndmouth bootleg.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, what is that shirt?
It's a Houndmouth bootleg.
Who made it?
Me.
Why is it a frog on hockey skates?
It's incredible, right?
What is going on?
Do you want one? I can make you one.
What is happening? We're 53 minutes into the episode, and I just noticed that.
I like that we still find out there's still fun little surprises about each other.
What? Where the fuck did that come from?
You want one, buddy?
Yeah, kinda. No.
Yeah, somebody. I forget what somebody made this image. This is the logo of a hockey team. Let me hold on. What is the hockey team from that thing the person sent you with the frog on skates? I believe it was a minor league hockey team in
Seems like it.
Indiana, I think.
Okay, so at least there's some connection there.
The boys grew up going, the Louisville River Frogs
Okay.
is the answer. Hold on, we're getting some dots.
So there's some
Sadly not a team anymore. I'm going to respond, Mackenzie fucking rips.
There are some connections there.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah, so they posted one time, like, I don't know who made this, and it doesn't make any sense. And it was just this, and it said Houndmouth on it.
That's awesome.
And I was in some bootlegging sort of mood, and
Okay.
I was definitely making some tanks for the summer. Got to show off those muscles, and I was like, I'm absolutely slapping this on there. Yeah, we'll have to get you one. It's could also put on like a sweatshirt or something.
That's right. Yeah.
Fall's coming up,
That's right.
so what better way? I was gonna turn into a Porches read, but those have to be meticulously planned out.
That's true. Should we do another shitty NHL preview for this season?
Yes.
Okay.
Would love to.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the Candyman conversation. No, should we? I actually do want to keep talking about the
Yeah.
Candyman.
Yeah. I overall I thought it was like okay. It didn't really do a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
I thought that it was there was more like for me like there was more style than substance. Like this movie looked great
Yeah.
and it was I thought it was creative, but it feels like they fumbled across the goal line or something. It just didn't really bring it home for me.
Yeah. The end was a little ridiculous. Extremely telegraphed. Could see everything coming 400 miles away. So not a great movie. Like in the C range, I would put it.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's
It's probably like high C. Like
I thought it
75,
could have been
77.
ecto-cooler than
Yeah.
it was.
It's more like
High C.
more like Tang.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't tangy enough. So I just want to talk about like the general premise of the saying Candyman thing,
Yeah.
because two things stand out. One, you say his name 5 times, and then he comes back, or he appears to get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the idea of that. I think I know that he's like getting revenge for other stuff, but the idea of like saying somebody's name 5 times and they come and get revenge for you saying their name so many times is hilarious.
It is pretty funny.
Candyman, and like eventually he's like, "Shut the fuck up! Stop saying my name.
That's my name. Don't
I'm
wear it
getting
out.
revenge for this. I will avenge you saying my name. Stop saying it. You're so annoying."
There's some like logic loopholes in like the execution too.
Yeah, I don't like that you can split it.
Yeah.
I don't like that you can split it. Where
You can
like,
do it 4 times and then the person says it once and
Yeah,
like they get
like,
killed. You're really
you could
like
be in
setting
front of the
somebody
mirror
up.
saying it 4 times, then I come in and you're like, "Hey, what movie did we see again last night?" Look there when you say it, and then I die because I said it. Get out of here. That doesn't seem to make sense. That's not fair. Also, from watching first of all, like, I got no use for the kids saying it. I got no use for, and I know that I got to be more.
That
like,
seemed like a very for the trailer scene.
Yes, and I got to be more tolerant of like making fun of kids for not being as smart as adults yet. But anytime in a movie where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have these kids do it," and I'm like, "Well, they're not main characters. Like, shut up. I don't care about that part." The kids saying it in the high school, like, that is so for the trailer.
Yeah.
Silly, dumb, but a very common usage of the saying Candyman in front of a mirror from this movie, and I watched the spiritual original, is people love saying Candyman in front of the mirror while having sex.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know how these people have sex, but like there's enough juggling like you're juggling enough things already without working in a chant and potentially murderous ghost.
Yeah.
Who's bringing that to the table?
Yeah, I don't know what was happening in the sex scene in this one, because like there was like hooking belts.
Yeah, she listens to Joy Division, and she has belts that hook on. And
Super weird.
She speaks in Joy Division quotes, and they're in front of a mirror, and she's like, Candyman. And be like, A lot of things are turnoffs for me.
Yeah.
This is definitely
She's
a
saying
turn-off.
it slow enough that I'm like I was like pretty sure he might finish before you say the fifth time.
Do you think his name is Candyman? Yeah, the first one, a girl is, I think she's babysitting around she's cheating on her boyfriend. She has a guy come over.
Okay.
He's a bit of a
bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
Mm.
Her boyfriend is too nice.
Mm.
So
Classic.
she takes off her shirt, bra on. They go upstairs to the bathroom, and she's like, "Hey, do you know that if you say Candyman 5 times in the mirror, blah, 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 blah." So they're in front of the mirror.
Maybe these people are just trying to make it a threesome.
That could be it. And what more exciting third party
Right.
than someone
who
might not really be there?
Yeah.
Like, it might not be a real person. They certainly introduce a little danger to the mix.
It's low risk in terms of like, hey, you invite a third in, they're not going to tell anybody because they go away after you say their name 5 times.
I'll also say it's low reward, because the reward, like, we ain't talking about like any like you're brushing your teeth and you're getting some good stuff out of this. We're talking the reward is someone comes and kills you. That's when the kids do it, I'm like, yo, like, what do you think you're getting out of this? They're just gonna be like, whoa, nothing happened. So are you gonna celebrate that you wasted your time? You're late for class now, you idiot. Stupid kids. Yeah, the kids in this movie really.
That was very unnecessary. That was like one of the like hardest for the trailer scenes in a while.
How does this make you feel about the Bye Bye Man now?
I thought that the Bye Bye Man was honestly creepier than the Candyman.
Definitely creepier.
The Candyman, just like it. Again, I think it kind of maybe goes back to like more style than substance, but like the Candyman wasn't all that creepy to me in this.
The Candyman also puts down stronger roots. There's like more of an explanation,
Like,
and a lot
less
of it
of a
is
mystery.
like grounded in real life things, shoot, what's the word? Why the thing that white people do?
Origin stories?
No. Shoot. Why can't I?
Gentrification.
Gentrification. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Also, there's a character in this movie. There's a white woman who absolutely does not understand gentrification. I know
No,
that I just
definitely
couldn't
not.
think of the word,
Yeah.
but like I know a lot more about it than she does. She says her idea of gentrification is it's a poor area, and then artists come along and live there so they can dick around, does she say?
Yeah, and like make it like their muse for like low cost.
Right, and she says
So they can afford to not work.
She was like, she's talking to an artist who is black,
Yes.
and says, she's like, oh, well, this is gentrification, but I'm sure you know plenty about doing that or something. And he was like,
She says your people know
your
plenty
people,
about that.
Yeah, your people are to blame. And he's like,
Excuse
what?
me?
Like, he's like, not even, like, it's obviously so offensive that, but he's like, I just need to know how you think that's.
I'm not sure.
Sense.
I'm not sure like which side would make less sense. Blaming black people for gentrification or blaming artists for gentrification.
I mean, this woman dies very soon after this. I mean, it seems like she was going to die of stupidity at some point.
I mean,
anyway.
she makes maybe the dumbest decision in the world. She goes to the art thing, talks to the artist. 2 people die, like after that show, and like the main culprit or the main suspect in any person with a common sense mind would be the artist who got drunk and got in a fight with the people that died. And so her reaction is to invite him over to her place right after it, which doesn't seem safe.
Yeah, but in her defense, right after she goes into the bathroom and says Candyman 5 times in the mirror. She's the dumbest person in the world.
Yes.
So that was the second, the second dumbest thing she could have done is bring...
And I don't want to, like, pick apart, like, the logic in horror movies.
No,
But, like, that one was astounding from a character who we're led to believe is very smart and very successful.
How did you feel about the bee sting and then...
Not going to the hospital
Like,
for, like, 4 months while his arm is
psoriasis?
falling apart?
Didn't that look a lot like psoriasis?
It looked like, you didn't watch Game of Thrones, but there's like hey, if you get touched by like these stone people, you will turn to stone over the course of however long, like your body just becomes stone. And it's
Chiseled,
like incurable. That reminded me of like what his arm was turning into. It was becoming scaly. He was peeling.
Oh, yeah.
It was
so
disgusting.
When there's a scene where he's just like peeling off his skin. And I'm like, yo, I know I went to a horror movie, so I'm signing up for some bad stuff, but I didn't sign up for this.
Right. And, like, nobody says anything to him. It, like, starts spreading to his face, and nobody's like, yo, I think you've got something. I think you're coming down with something. Your entire arm is falling apart, and now it's moving up to your face. Maybe you should consult a dermatologist. None of that.
Really, really weird, crazy stuff. Are we done with Candyman?
Yeah, like I didn't have like a ton of thoughts.
Yeah.
I thought that
I didn't particularly like it.
I didn't love it. I feel like it obviously had a lot of social commentary, but I feel like it was too spread out and spread thinly that none of it really mattered all that much. Like it tried to tackle gentrification, and I guess it did in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And it obviously like tried to tackle like police injustice and like police discrimination, but like it did it in like it felt like it did it in passing, and it was so light on it that it didn't make any sort of like meaningful commentary.
I know what you're saying. Like there wasn't much of like a build up to like this is what this is about.
Yeah.
And that's something that obviously when it happens in a movie or anything, you're like, I'm not surprised or anything, but it didn't seem like that's...
It sort of like was like that Purge movie where it was like, we're just making this part of the storyline, and
when like it hadn't been the whole time.
Yeah, and like we're not really saying anything super intelligent about it, or making like a valuable piece of commentary. We're just working it into the plot.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to weigh in because I'm like, maybe if I saw the rest of the first one, there would be parts of it that, okay, this makes sense now because of that. It did kind of seem herky-jerky. Although generally at the end, you did kind of see everything that was coming. Like the
Yeah.
There's something that happens in a car that is so obvious. Did you see that coming?
Yes.
So far away.
I mean, as soon as like he was talking into the mirror, it was like, yeah, of course, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So, a lot of, the end is just kind of a mess. Going back to all the stuff that happens in the church. So.
I would say like it's a worthwhile sequel. Like it's worth seeing, but it's I think it's pretty forgettable.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the first one, and then maybe we can weigh in at some point. But
it does not live up to like, I don't know if you liked Us.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't live up to like the Jordan Peele hype of like Get Out or Us.
Right. Us was okay. Us, I would say, is like in the B range.
Yes.
This I would say is in the C range. We haven't talked about Dawson's Creek yet. We will talk about that Friday on the Patreon. So patreon.com/listen to brunch. Again, if you haven't gotten your Vineyard Nights candles, I'm still burning those things daily. I think my favorite Vineyard Nights candle now might be Vineyard Nights 1. Bit of an upset. People like the second one best, but check those out.
I'm waiting for mine to come in the mail.
Oh, nice. Amazing. Appreciate it. So Friday we'll do Dawson's Creek. You can help pick the episode. You know how that goes. Speaking of sequels and spiritual sequels, They are doing another season of Your Honor.
Hell yes.
And I don't know yet. I haven't read anything about Stuhlbarg.
He's got to be. I mean, like,
Let me
unless
see.
they go in a completely different direction, which I doubt because they kind of, I guess they didn't like leave it open. It was a pretty tidy finish, even though I didn't love the finish. It was sort of tidy.
Let's see. Showtime revives Bryan Cranston limits. I'm gonna try to throw Stuhlbarg into this and see.
If we got reprising his role.
I'd like to see. Let's see. The first season, yeah, we know that this lead side states game. Okay, we didn't ask for your life story. Season one, yeah, we're not getting any information on whether or not this will. All it says is Bryan Cranston will return to star in season 2, which will air.
But
in
if Bryan
2022.
Cranston's returning, Stuhlbarg's got to be there.
Even if if Stuhlbarg doesn't return, and I shudder to think that because it would just be so sad. But if Stuhlbarg's not there, are you still watching Your Honor?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is a mess you cannot ignore.
Oh, absolutely. Especially after, like, the way that it ended. It was a complete mess of an ending.
Right.
So, plus, I think they've subtracted the worst part of
That is
of
true.
Your Honor.
Spoiler alert, the worst part, the KID, is he will not be reprising his role.
Let's just say that kids of the adult actors on the show do not have a good time.
They do not reprise their role. This is an ageist casting show that prefers award-winning middle-aged actors. Nobody under say 20.
What if they do Your Honor Joker though?
Oh, whoa. If they did a Jimmy Baxter origin story, I would be all in. That would be incredible. All right, we'll talk about that Friday on the Patreon.